What's up everyone? I'm your female otaku and I'm here to review episode 14 of Recreators. And we are back after that 1 week break with a new opening, ED, and a very pointless episode. I found it very odd that a good portion of this episode was explaining the plan when the plan was already explained in the previous episode. The only thing that was added to the plan was a name for the plan, which is the, hold up, it's like, oops, I dropped my pen there, Elimination Chamber Festival. And we had a few of the animators, you know, ask some questions that maybe some of you might have been thinking, like, hey, what about the animators, you know, other job? Like, are they gonna balance both their other job and now this new project? Nope, turns out they actually can't really balance it, really. They gotta do both until they die. One of the animators also brought up, like, hey, what about weakening Altair and just making the other characters OP? But they can't do that because they need acceptance and approval from the fans. So yeah, that's about it. And then we get into a bunch of melodrama, and I was like, Recreators, you're not the type of anime that really needs that. Why are we throwing this in? I don't know, maybe it was to make the writers seem more, I don't know, human, I guess, because all we really know about the writers is their work. You know, by the writers, I mean, you know, the creators. All we know about the creators is their work on the characters. You know, some of them we know why they write and stuff like that. But this time, you know, we had some of the creators having an argument. This whole really dumb and out of character thing with the artist for Celestia, her name, I don't know her name, but you know, she suddenly, it was odd, like her character became much more moe in this episode, and for whatever reason she felt the need to run out of the room and cry, all because she felt like she was inferior to the woman who illustrates Blitz. What? It was extremely out of character. I have no idea why they did this to her. They made her suddenly really moe in this episode and made her such a sensitive person. All of a sudden, it was so odd to me because she's been much stronger than this, you know? She has stepped up to the plate before, offering to take care of Meteora and, you know, Celestia. She steps up to the plate a lot, offering some ideas, asking questions, you know, helping other people out. And for whatever reason, she suddenly became extremely sensitive and weak, and I'm just like, what happened? That really annoyed me. And then, like I said, we had this melodrama thing with the writers, you know, arguing, and then shortly after, you know, 10 minutes later, then the problem is resolved and they all come up with a good idea for the crossover. That was fast. It just goes to show how pointless it is when the problem is solved that quickly. Well, we have Soda at the end of the episode offering an idea for a character to be added that could help move the story along, and the creator of Celestia is just like, yeah, go for it, kid. You have a terrible story idea, but hey, your character itself might just work. So now Soda has an opportunity to make one of his characters come to life. And you know, this is actually kind of foreshadowed in the very beginning of the series when Celestia told Sota that he could become a creator and to create a great character and, you know, stuff like that, because he's done rough sketches before, so now he has his opportunity. And at the end of the episode, we have it to where Meteora and Yuya, they're finding some person who can operate a mech, and in the meantime, Celestia and Kanoya have to find some other girl. And looking at the opening, I'm assuming that she's from a romance anime. Speaking of the opening, actually, the song, it'll probably grow on me. Right now I'm not really feeling it, but it's most likely gonna grow on me. But the visuals, ooh, I really love the visuals. And again, it's a lot like the first opening where it tells you like, hey, there's gonna be so much action, get ready, when we all know there's not gonna be that much action. I mean, yes, they are building up to this, you know, ginormous crossover event, but in reality, how much action are we gonna get versus dialogue? And the ED visuals were actually kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I did like it how they inserted chibi versions of the characters, just examining the real-life animators' work. That was kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie, but the song, you know, is forgettable. And that was my thoughts on this episode. Let me know yours. Did you think, no, Sloan, this is really, really important? Let me give you the facts here. Or did you agree with me? Like, yeah, this wasn't really necessary. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts, because normally when I, you know, complain about something, you'll have a bunch of people in the comments being all like, no, Sloan, let me tell you everything that's wrong with your statement, bam, bam, bam. I'm your female otaku, sayonara.